Welcome back to the previously named and now unnamed Car Store Show here on Big Motor Small Blade. I'm Seth Dolby, Big Motor Small Blade's second lead car store reporter, and I'm here with Chuck, Front Stretch's lead car store reporter. Damn, nailed that. One take. I can't believe I did that in one take. Chuck, how are you?
Well, I was doing significantly better until Seth called me a Zoomer.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Chuck.
I don't even know what that means, if I'm
It's a
being
Gen
totally
Z.
honest. I don't know if that makes me dumb or
It doesn't.
I
It
don't
just
know,
has to
bro.
do with when you were born, my guy.
Okay,
I'm
well,
also a Zoomer. I hate.
so what was the insult anyway?
I said you
Forget
were.
what this
I
guy.
said you were a younger Zoomer, younger than
This is a
I.
great start to this show.
It
I
is.
love
We're. It's wonderful.
the once named, now unnamed. That's pretty good.
I like it.
I don't know where the name went. Where'd we go this weekend? Wake County Speedway. How about it?
Wake
That was pretty
County.
fun, huh?
That was fun. I personally very much have enjoyed Wake County the 3 times now that I've been there. I'm really glad it's still on the schedule, and I hope it stays for a while, even though we do tear a lot of stuff up when we go there.
Honestly, I think this year was
Tamer.
better,
Yeah.
which is weird because there was more cars. First of all, I do like that they moved it up the schedule because by moving it to the second race of the year and not late August, everybody's still committed full time, so it had a way better car count. Like we've had 17 there before,
Yeah.
which isn't that great. It's just because you get into the back half of the season, there's guys that are out of the points and they're like, man, I'm not going to go to Wake County and tear my shit up.
Yeah.
And I actually think maybe it just more track taken up. Everybody was forced to use their head a little more. I mean, they still bounced around, but that's going to happen at a quarter mile. I love that place, man. It's a bull ring. I love bull rings. Growing up, going to Thunder Road all the time. I think Thunder Road they're both technically quarter miles, but I swear Thunder Road's a little bigger.
It looked a little bigger in the pictures that you showed me on
I would be
Sunday, for
willing to
sure.
bet that Thunder Road's a quarter mile around the inside and Wake's a quarter mile around the outside.
That's probably it.
I'd be willing to bet that's what it is. But anyway, been there 3 times like you have. I love that place. It's really, you could get some really cool pictures there. I did on Saturday during qualifying, and it's all right there in front of you. The only part that I cannot stand about it, and this is first world problems as a media member, is we run the damn Thunder Bombers after, or Bombers, whatever you want to call them. We run the stupid Bombers after the late model race, and I'm trying to get interviews, and all you hear in the background is for no reason at all. So if you guys in the stands really enjoy the Bombers after the late model stock race, more power to you. I could not be more annoyed at them. But, when you support your local short tracks, you got to support your local short track series. So I will live with my first world problems and move on. Other than that, it was a pretty good night of racing, huh?
Yeah, I thought so. Good,
So
good atmosphere.
there's a lot to talk about. We're going to try and not make this too long because I've got some dinner plans, but I think we'll start at the top, huh? How about Mini Tyrrell?
Yeah, completely dusted them all night. I guess you could make an argument for some guys on a longer run, I guess, but it was hard to see because we didn't really get it. And
it's also hard to judge when the guy's got a 3-second lead. So.
Exactly, and I mean he was killing them on restarts all night. Had to use them up a little bit, but oh well. Who was it that complained to Doug Barnes? Yeah, Doug Barnes complained about
I
it.
went back and watched it, and he locked it up and kind of shipped him. But
yeah,
again, he locked it up, so he didn't mean to. It just happened to benefit him. But yeah, first win in over 3.5 years. Oddly enough, it was September 11th, 2001. 2000.
Oh my god.
2021.
I don't think Minnie's that old, guy.
September 11th, 2021 was his last win. Tri-County Speedway. Good God, I just got our show canceled.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a date that race happened. A long time coming for Minnie. So really happy to see him win again. I think everybody in the garage congratulated him 3 times. So
Yeah.
it was a long time. Like this was building since the beginning of last year, dude. He came so close so many times. Tri County last year when he was leading with 3 to go and ran out of gas. So
Yeah, I had a
well deserved.
had a
Well
second
deserved.
place run at Wilkesboro, had a couple other like top 3 runs. Maybe was Wake County last year one of those? I can't remember off
I
the top
want
of
to
my
say
head.
yes. I think
Yeah,
he
I feel
ran second at Wake last year.
that sounds about right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
His own Minnie's Mission race, I think he was top. I think he might have been
5.
fourth.
He was
Yeah.
definitely top 5 up there at
So
Dominion.
yeah, like you said, this one's been coming for a while.
Yeah, so cool to see him win. We got a great maybe we could throw this up. Great shot of him getting out and celebrating, and Carson Illich absolutely failing miserably to pop the confetti cannon. So
Yeah,
shout out to
that's definitely going in here. Like I forget to put things in
okay,
that I say I'm
good.
going to, but that's definitely going in here.
We got multiple angles of it too, guys. So
Yeah.
I actually already sent it to her, and I was like A+ job with the confetti. She was a good sport about it. So
Yeah.
um, I think there was something else happened. I don't know. It might have had something to do with the 15 and the 57.
Something. Yeah. I think you could call it that. Uh Landon Huffman, who has finally
Yeah,
had some
that's it.
speed. Yeah. Has finally, well, he's moved to a different car now and finally has some speed. And uh unfortunately did not get the finish that I think he deserved and in a racing incident, in fairness, a racing incident. But yeah, he Ryan Millington kind of cleared himself off the front bumper of the 57. It was very close. In fairness, it was very close. Again, a racing incident, but I'm going to call it like I see it. Um,
I'll
and
play devil's advocate and say Landon, and I'm not picking sides. I'm just going to make that totally clear. I'm cool with both of these guys. They've both always been great to me. For any content we've ever done together, conversations with them, they're both great people. Um, People I enjoy talking to, so I'm not gonna pick a side, but I will play devil's advocate and say Landon didn't have very much of a nose there. So
yeah, I mean it's fair. It was more, I think, coming into the corner, and Ryan tried to pack it in to clear him,
yeah,
which is a fair move, but again, it's risky. Um, and I totally get Landon's side of it too, where it's 13 laps to go. We got to go. Again, I don't really think my issue with it is for the both of them is I don't think they were going to beat Minnie anyway, barring some crazy
yeah.
stuff happening or whatever. But I don't think they were. And ultimately, you're fighting for second. In that case, yeah, you do have 13 laps. You can maybe fight to live another day on that one.
That's what Scott Millington thought.
Yeah, and ultimately, as much as I understood Scott's point, I could understand entirely why that would be pissing Landon off because
Yeah,
it sounds like a crock of crap when you're hearing it after you got sent to the back for when you feel like you didn't do anything, which ultimately I don't think you
right.
really did anything. Um,
But they're consistent with that rule. If you're a part of the
yeah,
caution, if you cause the caution, if somebody spins off your bumper, you go to the back. NASCAR Xfinity Series could really use a rule like that,
yeah,
and Cup Series for that matter.
yeah.
Um, Before I give the rest of my opinion, I did catch up with both of them, and I got the full. Well, how do we word it? Heated discussion between
Physical
Ryan.
altercation.
It was not a physical altercation between Ryan and Scott Millington and Landon Huffman. So we will throw that up now.
I'm just saying, there's options here. You didn't mean to wreck me. That's it. I know. I didn't wreck you. Well, you could have backed off and lost your spot. Okay, well, I could have went home yesterday. That's right. That's right. If my aunt had That's right. You didn't. My uncle. He came down. You could have backed off. You didn't. I mean, from my perspective, I for sure have not watched replay yet, so I don't 110% know. But I think he was barely there. I for sure cleared him, and he sure the hell didn't back out. So I don't really know. It was nothing intentional from either party, I don't believe, but who knows? We got a long year ahead. I'm not trying to start anything with Landon. Me and him buddies off the track, so I don't know. Not much I really can say on that. A little disappointed. We would have had another solid points tonight, I feel like. Probably could have came out of there top 5, but overall, we got Cordell coming up, so nobody has a notebook at that place, so hopefully we can pull out a solid run there and maybe capitalize on some points.
I don't know if he just lost his brain or what. He's raced his whole life, and I mean, maybe the spotter didn't tell him I was there. If that's the case, then I don't know. I have a lot of respect for Ryan, and that was just really, really stupid. I was under him for like a whole lap. I got under him off 2, kind of chopped me down here. I stayed off of him, got a good run off of 4, got a good run off 2. Felt like I was there, almost to his will, and he just come down and wrecked us both. So, it's product of the rule. With if you're in the caution, you go to the back, it bites you sometimes, and bit us tonight. So unfortunate, but doesn't take away from the speed we had. Carroll Speed Shop 57 was badass all weekend, really. First time out with the car, so a lot of positives, a lot of I guess good momentum, even though the finish wasn't where we wanted. So just take this, build on it, and keep on digging.
Brutal fight. Absolutely brutal.
Absolutely brutal, dude. They were throwing hands, and they did exactly what Sammy Smith and Taylor Gray really wanted to do at Martinsville. No, I'm just kidding. They did the proper version of what Sammy and Taylor did at Martinsville, which is respectfully have a conversation.
I would argue Taylor should have maybe escalated it a little further.
Rocked his shit? Yeah, I agree.
Like, that's not the same thing that what happened here. What happened here was a racing incident. The Xfinity Series thing was absolute bullshit.
That was a product of a decade's worth of bullshit that's been going on. And you know what? I'll quickly say this. That happens. Landon and Ryan ultimately showed each other enough respect to have a heated conversation. There were no hands thrown, and later on they talked again, and as far as I know, everything's fine between the two of them. They agree to disagree. They move on because they're racers that have respect. The guys who are in the Xfinity Series, while they're in a higher upper echelon, you could say, of the motorsport of stock car racing, the guys who are the repeat offenders are the guys that didn't spend enough time in the grassroots ranks because they had money and they speed ran their way through it.
Yeah.
So you're going to keep getting this until NASCAR makes some rule changes. But my ultimate opinion, I said this in more proper terms in my Monday morning car store breakdown for Front Stretch this week, is if you're Ryan Millington, you got to clear yourself and bank that he's going to back out. If you're Landon, you got to bank on the fact that he's going to give you lane if either one of you think you're ever catching many. And ultimately, they both took a gamble that they had a bigger set than the other one did. And both of their gambles cost each other. And that's what it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you're going to be pissed off, but that's short track racing. And if there has ever been a racing incident ever in the history of motorsports, that's it. So that's ultimately my take on it. I don't think anything else comes from it because they both have enough respect for their equipment not to do stupid shit. And we move on. Now, it's a bummer because there's a certain guy we're about to talk about that quietly, even on a bad day, is going to put together a good one, and you can't afford to do that if you're going to beat Connor Hall for this championship this year, because dude ran like 9th all night, qualified 13th, and then he finished 2nd with a torn up race car in the right front. So Mr. Consistent strikes again.
Yeah, go figure. It's
shocking, I know.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of what that car, I know they've renumbered it, but it's kind of what that car does. Car, no matter who's driving it, it seems like kind of just, well, unless it's Dale Jr. But not to be mean, but yeah, but even when they're not there, they still just find a way. I mean, I think the second to last restart, did they restart like 6th or 7th?
I think I went back and I looked at the timing and scoring lap breakdown. I think somewhere in there he took the top. It might have been like the next to last restart or even the last restart, because somewhere in there he jumped from like 6th or 7th on the previous lap score to 3rd, I think it was. That tells me he took the top.
Yeah.
And I swear I remember him taking the top. It might have been not the last one because they restarted with.
I think it was the one with the incident between Ryan and
very well
Landon, I think.
Have been. Either way,
yeah,
he greatly benefited from the chaos around him, and he Finished second. And, I think everybody's going to have to realize that Connor's, well, I think everybody knows Connor's a damn good race car driver, but you put him in that equipment, he's going to make good days out of bad ones, and you're going to have to put together perfect runs to compete with him. I haven't looked at the updated standings, but Ryan had a perfect opportunity right in front of him to be neck and neck for the points lead. Landon had a perfect opportunity right in front of him to be top 4, top 5 in points.
Yeah.
And they sent it down the drain, and ultimately a decision that I think they would go back and redo. And that's going to be the story of the whole season. Connor's not going to make mistakes, so they're going to have to flat out beat him on the racetrack, and you can't beat him doing that. Doug Barnes was third, made a pair of 88s on the podium behind the 81. And then I think it was Cade Brown fourth, and Landon Lewis, defending winner at Wake County, was fifth. Ronnie Bassett sixth. They got into it a little bit. Coming to the checkered, I think Landon used him up a bit. Ronnie's had a good start to the season. A third and a sixth. He'll be up there in the points for sure.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Shout out to Landon Lewis. They had to kind of fight through it a bit. They were not great most of the night and then come home fifth. So
yeah, that's
good on them.
It's a good day for them considering they changed everything but the driver at New River on that poor race car.
Yeah.
So they needed a good run.
Yep. And
is there anything else we're missing other than the guess we could talk about what in the world was that Carson Hayslip incident with Laney Bice?
Yeah, that I was thinking that one too.
Yeah. I don't know what he did. He just Laney's, I think it was a Twitter post or something. She said, I gave him a lane and he just didn't turn in for the corner. And from what I saw, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's when I first saw it. I thought he just forgot to turn into the corner. Like, I don't know, maybe
just
thought he was at
straight up her door.
He thought he was at a half mile. I mean, completely just killed the rear of the car.
Oh yeah, because it backed it in the wall at full speed.
Now, I think I texted you this during the race. I don't think you saw it, but I struggled the entirety of the race to understand how it's considered safe for the 03 to ride around with no door.
So this has come up before. I cannot remember for the life of me who it was last year. In all honesty, it might have been Connor had this happen once somewhere, maybe at Tri-County. Connor, correct me if I'm wrong, since I know you're going to be critiquing my microphone. This has happened before in the series, and I don't think I've ever asked for an answer, but I don't have an answer. But it's something they've allowed before. They let Ryan Millington run around New River without back glass. So,
well, I feel like back glass is less. Sorry, what was that, Chuck? I feel like not having back glass is less dangerous than not having a door because the glass is several feet behind you, or at least a couple. And if you get hit again in the door, like the driver's side door, like Laney Bice stuck her hand underneath the window net at some point to wave someone by. I'm like, okay, so her hand's like right there. If someone like ramps up a little bit and like hits her, like she could just spin and then get T-boned, and it could be bad. I don't know. It doesn't seem safe.
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. Maybe we should address that.
Yeah.
Carson, Kip, do something about that.
Yeah, let's do that before it becomes a problem. The anti-NASCAR
the not NASCAR method.
Yeah, exactly.
NASCAR's method is even if it's broke, don't fix it till we have to.
Yeah.
All right. We're trying to clean this up a little bit. So where are we to next? Cordial, or might as well call it Cordale, because Dale himself is racing the Bass Pro Shops number 8.
Dolly.
There's Dolly. He's going to be alongside the Bass Pro Shops 88 that's leading the points. What do we expect him from Cordale? I don't really know.
I've never actually watched a race at Cordale, so I don't know.
I think we're expecting It looks like, based on the shape of it, it looks like it would race kind of like a fast Florence. We need to ask Reed. He's a supers guy. He's been there a bunch.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it'll be fun. Maybe we see not a tri-county style race. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how old the surface is there. I'm a casual, non-ball knower here. Need to do some research. Never been to the place. I mean, I've hardly ever been to this. Well, that's not true. I've been to the state of Georgia. I just got 2 new tires there on the way to Five Flags a couple weeks ago. Thanks, 85.
85 going to 85.
Never, yeah, fix your potholes, South Carolina.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, that's never happening. So I don't know. I think it'll be fun. It'll be unique. I think if you guys haven't seen the purse money there, it's paying $2,500 to start, which if you don't know is a really big deal for a late model stock car race, $10,000 to win. So the added purse money throughout the field is a big deal, hopefully enough to convince some teams to take the trip down there. I know it's a little over 6 hours here from the Iredell County area. I think our team's up in Virginia. It's going to be quite the haul. Hopefully we have a good field down there. And who knows, you maybe have some guys like Steven Nassy or something that break out a late model stock car and want to come race with Cars Tour. I hope we do. I think Dale being there will draw a crowd. So
yeah, I'll definitely 100%.
Well, in the grandstands for sure. I meant on the entry list.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah,
hopefully so.
Well, I'll be paying attention from my hotel room near Bristol. Can't get a hotel in Bristol. Sorry.
No, that's like $700.
Yeah, hell no. I should have just camped and bought a tent, but I did not want to do that. So here we are.
I have a tent, and I'm gonna see you on Friday.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to sleep in a tent if I don't have to. Anyway, so yeah, I guess we'll see y'all then. Anything else that we need to talk about?
If we get some good action going on at Dominion this weekend for ASA, maybe we'll do a show about that.
Yeah, we can definitely.
Chuck's schedule varies all the time, so
Chuck's schedule doesn't vary as much as it's just constantly packed full.
Yeah. I got like 7 other things to do, and we're recording this at 7:00. So.
Yeah, and then I go to bed like an old man at this point. So
it's because his bones are creaking already.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. That's been this episode of the previously named and now unnamed Cars Tour Show for Big Motor Small Blade. I've been Seth. He's been Chuck. Go subscribe to Front Stretch Grassroots so you can follow the action right after it happens. You can follow Flow, but they don't pay us or support us in any way. So, but you can follow the races on Flow, or you should go if you can. If you were in the Georgia,
support your local short tracks.
Support your local short tracks. If you're near Cordial, be sure to check it out. And if you're in the North Carolina area, be sure to check out your nearest Cars Tour race, or Virginia, or wherever is your closest Cars Tour race. But anyway, we'll be back after that, or this Dominion race, however we feel like. See y'all.
Bye, Gary.
Bye, Gary.